Hi, this is Jen from Bumblemonkey, and today I'm going to show you how to make the tritonal traditional granny square, which is part of Keep Calm and Crochet-on UK's 2016 Crochet-a-long for the Groovyghan. And Heather has all of the instructions for this written up on her blog, and the link will be posted in the comments. But we have many new crocheters to the group who are a little unfamiliar with some of the terms, and they have asked for a video tutorial. I am going to show you how to make these squares using the US terminology just to make it a little less confusing. If you would like the UK terminology, you can follow along on Heather's blog. And this crochet-along was actually designed as a stash buster. So you can choose whatever yarn you have out of your stash. You can go out and buy some more. Heather has a whole bunch of DK yarn or double knit yarn in her stash, and she chose a 4mm hook. But if you're like me, you have a whole bunch of worsted weight yarn in your stash. And to make these squares, I used worsted weight yarn with a 5mm hook. But for the demonstration, I'm going to use worsted weight yarn and a 6mm hook. I'm going to make this exactly as it is written on Heather's pattern on her blog, which is the 3 different colors. You can make this all one color, or you could make each round a completely different color. It is entirely up to you. It's your blanket, and we want you to be happy. If you happen to use the worsted weight yarn versus the double knit yarn and a larger hook, just be prepared you might have a larger blanket, and that's perfectly okay, especially if you're tall like me. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, you're going to make a slip stitch. There's the tail end of your yarn. Wrap it around. Make an X over your 2 fingers. Put your fingers through. Grab the tail end of the yarn. Don't pull it all the way through. You're going to use this hand, and you're going to pinch the working yarn and the tail of the yarn, and then using your right hand, you're going to pull the loop up to make your slip knot. Take your hook, put it through the loop, and you're just going to pull nice and tight. Now, to start this off, we're going to chain 4. So to do a yarn over, you take your working yarn, which is in my left hand, you're going to wrap it around the back of your hook to the front and have it kind of be caught by the hook there. Just going to pull your hook, going to grab that yarn all the way through the stitch, and that is your first chain. So again, yarn over, pull it through the loop. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Now we want to make this into a ring. So you're going to use a slip stitch by placing this hook into the very first chain that you made, which is right here. So you put your hook through that first chain. And to do a slip stitch, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to take that yarn over and you're going to pull it through both loops on your hook. When you tug on your new circle, you're going to find it is actually a circle. And you are going to work into this space right here. When you tug on it. Don't work in here. You're going to work. Don't work in... Oh, wish I could show you better. So don't work into this top loop here. You want to work in right in the middle, right there. Now to complete the first round, you're going to chain 3. yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Again, I'm using US terminology just to make it easier. So this counts as your first double crochet. You want to make 2 more. And to make a double crochet, yarn over, put your hook all the way through that middle loop, right there. You're gonna yarn over, pull that all the way through the center of the circle. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. Let's get that out of the way. Yarn over, and you're going to pull that yarn over through the 1 loop and 2 loops. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the second 2. So now you actually have 2 double crochets. And a very poor chain that I made. So we need to make another one. Yarn over through the center of the circle. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. Yarn over, pull through the last 2. So as you can see, you now have 1, 2, 3 double crochets into your circle. Now you can see the circle a little bit better. Now you're going to do chain 3, and this is going to make your first corner. Now you want to make 3 more double crochets into that circle. Yarn over, put it through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2 loops, yarn over to the second 2. Yarn over, put it through the center of the loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over the first 2 loops, yarn over through the second 2. Yarn over through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the last 2. And now you have 3 more double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. 1 second. Now you're going to make your second corner by making another chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now 3 more double crochets into that loop. Now if you notice that your stitches are everywhere in the circle, just pull them. So now we want to put 3 more double crochets into that center. So yarn over through the center, yarn over, put up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the second 2. Yarn over through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the second 2. Yarn over through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over, pull through this last 2. Now you have 3 sets of double crochets, and you have 2 corners, and I need to make another corner. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to put in our last 3 double crochets into the center. Yarn over through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the second 2. Yarn over through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the last 2. Yarn over through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the last 2. Now we want to do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you want to find your starting chain 3, which is right here, and you want to count 1, 2, 3. So that's our third chain. We want to put our hook into that third chain. I seem to have made it really tight by accident. Normally when you're first starting out, you make all of your chains really loose. Okay. Sorry for that, but now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to do a yarn over. I'm going to pull through the first loop and through the second loop. If you would like to make each round a different color, here you would cut your yarn and weave in the ends, and then you would start the next round by attaching your yarn to any of the chain 3 spaces. But because we're going to be following Heather's instructions exactly, we're going to continue on using this color. So now you want to slip stitch to the nearest chain 3 corner, and this is it right here. So if you look a little closely, this and these 2 bars right here, that is actually our first stitch. So you're going to take our hook and put them through both. So now it looks like I have 3 loops. That's a little more blurry than I thought it would be. Okay, so it looks like I have 3 loops on my hook. Technically it's only 2. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull it through both. That's 1 slip stitch. And now we're going to work on these 2 bars here. Put our hook through underneath both of them. See, right there. Yarn over, pull the hook through the 2 bars, and then through the last loop there. And when you go to slip stitch into a chain section, some people like to put the slip stitch into the next 2 bars there. You're certainly more than welcome to do that. I, however, don't like to do that. I like to put it right into the chain section. So I'm going to put my hook into the chain section, just like that. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull it through, and then through the last loop on my hook. And this is going to be the start of round 2. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That's going to count as our first double crochet. And so into this space here, we want to make 2 more double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. Yarn over through the chain 3 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. Yarn over through the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. So that makes our 3 double crochets. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to make 3 more. Okay, we are not going to work into these stitches here. We're going to leave them alone. We're going to work into the next chain 3 space right there. So in there we want to put 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 more double crochets. And you'll notice that I am not telling you how to make the double crochets verbally anymore. You're going to have to excuse me for that. I woke up with a cold this morning and my throat is starting to hurt. So I've made my 3 double crochets and a chain 3. I'm going to make 3 more double crochets in there. You can always rewind the video if you need to remember how to make the double crochets. Okay, so I've made 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets. Now I'm going to skip this section right here. I'm going to work into the next chain 3 space. So again, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets into that next chain 3 space. So there's my 3 double crochets. There's my chain 3, 3 more double crochets. Again, I'm going to skip this section right here. I'm going to work into this chain 3 space. So 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. So there's my 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 more double crochets. Okay, now to finish off this round, you're going to go to your starting chain 3. You're going to count 1, 2, 3. Put your hook into the top of that third chain there. Yarn over and pull it through both loops on your hook. Now, I strongly recommend that you finish off this and that you don't just leave that tail hanging. One thing I want to point out is if you've ever made a granny square before, you will notice that usually in between these sections here, you would normally place a chain 1 to make it a little bit more defined. Heather chose not to do that. She wanted to do her own variation on the granny square, and she left that chain 1 space out. That is why there's no chain 1 space. Okay. So now that we've finished that, again, I strongly recommend that you finish this off. So this is not how I normally finish it off, but I do not have a yarn needle on me right now, so I'm just going to tie a quick knot because I don't want it to unravel. I'm just going to leave that there for now. You can cut it off later. And I'm going to grab my second yarn and start this round off. You want to take your hook, put it through any of the chain 3 spaces. Take your new color yarn, put it over your hook, pull the hook back through the chain 3 space, and now you have a loop on your hook. Then you're going to chain 3, and again this will count as your first double crochet. Then you're going to put into this chain 3 space, you're going to put in 2 more double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. So there's my first 2 double crochets. I'm going to do chain 3. And then I'm going to put in 3 more double crochets. So again, there's my 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Now, we're not going to skip to the next chain 3 space, we're going to work into this chain space. And in there, we're going to put 3 double crochets. Again, that is not how I usually finish off my ends, but I had no yarn needle with me. Okay. So now that we put our 3 double crochets into that space, we're going to put in 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets into this next chain 3 space. Remember, do not put a chain 1 in between these 3 double crochet sections. So I've done my 3 double crochets and my chain 3. And there's my next 3 double crochets. So I'm going to put 3 double crochets into this next chain, or this next space there. Okay, so there's my next 3 double crochets. Now I'm going to put 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets into this next chain space. Three double crochets, chain 3, and my last 3 double crochets into that space. Now we're going to work 3 double crochets into this space here. So there's my 3 double crochets. Now into this space here, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Three double crochets, chain 3. You can make 3 more double crochets. So there's my next 3 double crochets. Now I'm going to put in 3 more double crochets into this space right here. So I've got my 3 double crochets. Now I want to find my starting chain 3. Count 1, 2, 3. Place my hook into the top of that third chain 3, and I'm going to make a slip stitch. And that is the end of round 3. So now you want to finish off weaving your ends and grab your third color. Sorry, I'm just readjusting. I'm sitting on the floor cross-legged. Okay. So now we are going to take our next yarn and we're going to put it into any of the chain 3 corner spaces. Putting our hook through. Wrap the yarn over. Pull it through the chain 3 space, so that's just a loop on our hook, not an actual chain. And we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And that counts as our first double crochet. So now into this same space, we want to put in 2 more double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. So there's my 2 double crochets plus my chain 3. Now I want to do another chain 3. And then 3 more double crochets into that same space. So now, when you look at it, you're going to have a space here and a space here that you want to work 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets before you get to your next corner space. So you have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and a 3rd double crochet into that first space. One double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3 double crochets into that second space. Now we want to put 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets into this chain 3 space. So there's my first 3 double crochets. Now I want to do chain 3 and then 3 more double crochets. Now you want to put 3 double crochets into this next space here. One, 2, 3. Now you want to put in 3 double crochets into this space here. Again, sorry about this extra yarn. It's not supposed to be there. 1, 2, 3. So now we want to put into this chain 3 space 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. There's my 3 double crochets. 3 chains. 3 double crochets. So the next space you want to work in is right here. 3 double crochets into that space. You want to work 3 double crochets into this next space here. 1, 2, 3. Now you have your last corner, so you want to work 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. So there's 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Now I want to work 3 double crochets into this next space here. Again, I'm sorry if I'm going fast for you, but please feel to rewind and watch again. I got another chain 3 space. You want to, oh sorry, ignore that. That is just another space you want to put 3 double crochets into. So that's what your square currently looks like. You want to go to your starting chain 3. You want to count 1, 2, 3. Put your hook into the top of the chain 3. Again, I made it too tight. Silly me. Again, when you're first starting, you usually make those a lot looser. Okay, so my hook is into the top of the chain 3, yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook. Again, if you're going to be changing colors here, you want to cut your yarn, weave in your ends, and then start in any of the chain 3 spaces. But because I'm following Heather's pattern, I am going to slip stitch to this next chain 3 space. So if you remember from round 2, you're going to find the 2 bars here. That's 1 and 2. You're going to put your hook through both of them because that's your first stitch. Yarn over, pull through the 2 bars and through the last loop. Go on to the next stitch there. So you have the 2 bars, put your hook underneath both of them, yarn over, pull through the 2 bars and the last loop. And again, I prefer to go directly into the chain space. Put my hook in the chain space, yarn over, pull up the loop, and then pull that loop through that last loop. Now, this round is going to be worked pretty much identical to round 4, but this is your very last round. We're going to chain 3. That counts as your first double crochet. So we want to put in 2 more double crochets into this chain 3 space. And chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put in 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. You want to work your next 3 double crochets into this space right here. 1, 2, and 3. 3 double crochets into this next space. 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 double crochets into this next space there. 1, 2, 3. Now you're at the next chain 3 space. So 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. There's my 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3 chains. Now 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Into the next space here, you want to do 3 double crochets. Hello, and this is the continuation of our final round. I apparently reached the maximum recording limit on my phone, and we just have to finish off the next 3 corners. Okay, so we finished 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets into this chain 3 space there. So into this space here, you're going to work 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to work 3 double crochets into this next space there. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets into this next space. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to work into this chain 3 space, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 chains, 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to work into the space here, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. You're going to work 3 double crochets into this next space. 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets into this space. 1, 2, 3. Pardon me. Now, gonna work our final corner here. So 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. First double crochet, second double crochet, third double crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, first double crochet, second double crochet, third double crochet. Now, gonna work our next 3 double crochets into this space. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets into this space here. 1, 2, and 3. Now we want to work last 3 double crochets into that space right there. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna go back to our starting chain 3, count 1, 2, 3, put our hook into that top of the starting chain 3, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again. You're gonna cut your yarn. You're going to take a yarn needle if you have one, which I currently do not. You're going to weave in your ends, and that is the end of the tritonal traditional granny square. I hope you have found this informative. Please feel free to go onto the group and ask for any help. We are always there for you, and please let me know if you would also like an instructional video for part 2. Thank you.